Peace, y'all. What is good? Ephraim here. Was gone for a minute, but we back now. This is about to be the most unserious episode with my brother Aaron here. You feel me? Nah, today, I really do have a serious subject I want to talk to y'all about, though. Actually, I want to talk about emotional regulation specifically, as well as a lot of people talk about low frustration tolerance. I want to talk to you guys about high frustration tolerance and why I personally feel like this is like the secret to success.
High key.
It's like high keys.
High key.
It's one of those keys to life. He a lyricist too. This my bro that be spitting, just to let y'all know. Forewarning. But nah, all that being said, let's get into it, right? Because I just arrived back in Buffalo. Y'all probably wouldn't know this, but I just got off a flight, got a U-Haul. I'm doing all these stops, like just coordinating, selling equipment, all these things to like, y'all know I reached my goal of making it in Chicago, but now I realize there's these other steps. There's all these minute little details that I have to take care of. And what I find repeatedly coming up is that there's always going to be new challenges along the way that can seemingly want to almost take me out of my character or just really test me in these moments. But I feel like the more and more that I've been able to develop this skill of regulating myself, and that being said, really leveling my emotions, like having a new system in place to how do I keep myself regulated and also stimulated at the same time, but not in a place where I feel like I'm just like, losing control, or I'm just not sustaining myself. And it's funny that I just happened to have a conversation with Aaron because I'm getting ready to move all the stuff out of my crib, like my mom's crib in Buffalo. And Aaron told me he's on injury reserve because he had a whole incident happen too, and it's kind of unexpected, but I'm gonna let him share. Like, what is your perspective with, telling the people with what you're going through right now? What has been your perspective just in general, even if it's throughout the year, of having these goals that you want to accomplish, but like challenges just arising along the way, and how do you stay grounded in the midst of all that?
Well, that is a phenomenal question. If I'm being honest, there's so many ways that I could attack that, and I'm going to try to be as concise as possible. Honestly, where do I even start? All right, so I'll start with what ended up transpiring as far as me being on a slight bit of a IR stint. But basically, long story short, this year I started taking not only just like my health, but like my physical fitness to a completely different plateau, and I really wanted to make sure that my body's in the best shape possible, not just in terms of what I'm putting into it, but what I'm doing for it physically. So I've been running, lifting, practicing different forms of cardio, really training like a hybrid athlete overall. So
and
I'm saying
your like self-regulation. You feel like those are the things that you do just kind of to maintain yourself.
I would definitely say a big part of it too, for sure. I mean, like, I grew up an athlete, so I've always loved to be active. I've always loved to move my body, but now I have a different relationship with it. Before it was like, all right, let's try to make the league, and I didn't make the league. Right. So nowadays it's like, let me make sure that I have longevity within this body that I'm essentially borrowing for this time period that I'm allowed to experience on this beautiful planet that we get to share with each other.
So you saying that, right? And I'm glad that you like fully express that, because it's a lot of beautiful things the things that I appreciate about you too, that you're describing, of like, you have this system in place, and for y'all who don't know, like, this is my bro, like, for real, man.
Most definitely.
In the town, like, the past 3 years or so, like, we really been
4.
locked in. It's been like
4, yeah.
Been like 4. But I feel like, that's a fact. That's a fact. I'm not.
4 in total,
4 in
so
total.
yeah.
But I feel like the past 3, I don't know. Sometimes it'd be hard to think. Time do be going by fast. That's kind of crazy.
Like that, bro.
But I say it just more so because, okay, like I know the more that I've gotten to see you, like your habits, right? The deeper we've gotten to know each other, I've witnessed that you've always been this person who had like a set of principles, right? Different boundaries that help you stay regulated, and I
Yeah.
always respect that about you, like in particular. And the thing that I want to know as well is like maybe I don't know, not even just the motivation behind that, because like you said, is the motivation is different. But now when you do those things, how does it affect you, or how does it help you? We can even say in particular as a black man, and like especially being a man in general, how does your system help you stay grounded when you're like dealing with all the things that, because I know like the ins and outs of what you shared with me
Yeah.
and what goes on in life, and I feel like we've both been going through it in like almost opposite seasons, right? So why did you like, was that part of why you even developed this system, or like when you say you made the change, like because how are you like taking care of yourself and specifically the emotional aspect of like how you feel?
Yeah. I mean, that's another brilliant question. I would say that it regulates me from a standpoint to where when things get difficult, like you're in a high intensity workout, right? So it's like you're pushing yourself to a particular limit, and then, at some point it's going to be done. You just have to power through this particular set. You got to power through this last mile. You got to power through this last quarter, even if you're like in a competitive aspect. And once you make it out of it, one way or another, at least 1% of you gain something, even if you lost or even if you fall short. I take that same principle and I apply it to life. So when it comes to a particular challenge, no matter how uncomfortable it is, no matter how much it may hurt in a particular moment, I know that one way or another, this is going to benefit me, whether I gain a lesson from it, whether I change from a physical standpoint, change mentally, what my relationship with fitness this year has really taught me overall, that's kept me grounded and also helped me regulate my emotions through frustrating periods, is like, yo, things can very well change for the best. I mean, I've done a lot for my body this year, and I've seen it recomp in a very drastic way from my own personal experience. Taking that same perspective, I kind of feel as though it wasn't something I consciously picked up on until I realized, like, yo, there's really not too many things that irritate me nearly as much as they did, like, recently. So,
That's what's up.
yeah, I kind of feel as though they kind of coincide in that way. Even when the injury happened, is like, as soon as I
So
fell.
tell people about what actually happened. Like we got the
Oh, yeah. I mean,
close up right
yeah,
there.
we just icing the knee right now. But long story short, man, my foot and the pavement had a disagreement.
Oh man.
And it caught up on an uneven part of it, and I ended up tripping, falling, and hitting my knee like.
And it's like 2-in-1. You said the knee.
Oh yeah, and then like my hand caught a part of it too. It was like I broke my nail, lost a good amount of skin on my hand, so that's all healing. My hand was mad swollen. The swelling on my hand went down, but my knee is still trying to get itself together. But when it happened, my adrenaline was so high, I was able to finish my workout, and some afterwards too.
Wait, so what do you mean? Like in a moment like that, you gotta walk me through. Like where were we? Like where was you at when this happened? And how did you actually feel in the moment?
I'm glad you asked that. So I was not far from you actually, so I'm not going to disclose the location. But I was making my way. I was running to where I wanted to run, if that makes sense. So I was doing a warm-up run to the path that I wanted to run on, which is the Tonawanda Trail. Okay. That part isn't near Ito, by the way, for his protection. But
I'm valid, Brian.
just want to make sure. But, well, I mean, he's going to Chicago anyway, so either way it goes.
No, but I appreciate the respect.
Most definitely. Sure. But when I fell, bro, it's like, honestly, I was very calm. Like,
so was it like bystanders? They were just like, oh, they just see, he just gets up.
you want to
stuff up. Like, oh.
No, funny enough, I mean, like, there were cars driving by and whatnot, but there was this dude that was like 2 blocks away that I saw like as soon as I fell. But it's like I wasn't even tripping because I'm thinking to myself, like the first thought that I had in my head was
I
like,
wasn't even tripping. That's this.
yo, that's crazy. And I tripped. Yo.
So the most unserious episode, bro. That's crazy.
Nah, but figuratively speaking, I wasn't
Okay.
tripping, right?
But literally, you was
I literally tripped.
Okay.
But figuratively speaking, after I tripped, I wasn't tripping.
And where did you arrive after your trip? Like, where did your journey?
In a whole nother dimension, brother. No, I'm playing.
Nah, what was the outcome? Like, after that, when you kind of dust yourself off.
Nah, like I just sat in the grass for like a good 5 minutes, and then the dude that was like, because I was just like, I realized like, yo, like my phone was cracked a little bit. Like I kind of went out bad. I'm not gonna lie, but my phone was cracked a little bit, and it's like the only thoughts that were coming to my head were reassuring and positive ones. I was like, okay, I get to grow new skin.
Positive.
I'm bleeding.
Come on.
But
you really told yourself that you get to
Yes.
grow new skin?
Yes, like
Affirmation game on 100. Come
like
on, that's crazy.
but it just came to my head though. It's not even like I was trying to intentionally like plant these things in my mind. It just came to me. It's like, yo, like, okay, like sit down, assess what happened. You scraped your hand, you scraped your knee, your nail is broke. Okay. These things heal. You feel okay. People may have seen you. They've fallen before too. So it's like I'm thinking all these things in my head. And
So
it's
you wasn't even concerned about what other people thought because you said they've gone through similar predicaments.
And you want to know what's crazy?
What's
That is
crazy
something I've
about?
struggled with for a long time. Like
you
a
mean?
long time. Like as far as like, like embarrassing myself and seeing how people like think about it or whatever.
Because the people, they think we just perfect, bro. They think just because we got a camera
no.
and we just post something on YouTube that we got the perfect life. Y'all think
Not
because
even
I
close.
walk outside, y'all see Ito by the water, and you think Ephraim today. You think that like life is all gravy all the time, but it's like nah, man. We just get to show up in those positive versions of ourselves, and like we get to take the time in those moments to calm and regulate. But you were saying, you were saying though.
Oh yeah. And I mean like another thing that I was thinking about too, because it's like I was bleeding so much I had to take my shirt off and kind of use it as like, like I had to stop the blood.
Dang, was that bad?
Yeah. And it was like one of my favorite workout shirts too. And I'm like, man, like it's gonna suck. But honestly, I have other workout shirts that I like, and I'm probably gonna come across another one. And I don't even know what's gonna happen after I wash this. So let's just go ahead and use this for what it is now. And then I'm thinking all this stuff in my head, just like, reassuring myself. Funny enough, the dude that was like 2 blocks away, he came up, he walked up to me, he just stared at me for like a good like 5 minutes. He's like, yo, bro, you good, mud? And I'm like, yeah, I'm cool, bro. I appreciate it.
Staring at you for like 5 minutes?
Or like not 5 minutes. He stared at me for like a good like 3 seconds. He's like, yo, bro.
Okay.
I'm like,
That's
what's
been
good?
wild. 5 minutes, like, dang.
Nah,
He like,
that would have been creepy as hell.
Episode of
Like,
Family Guy or something. Like,
my adrenaline would.
that's that's how he was with his knee. That's crazy.
Yo, it's
bro.
crazy. It didn't even hurt in a moment though. I got up, I finished my run and everything. I went over to Hot Works in Hamburg. I did hot Pilates, hot cycling. Like I was on 10.
Man.
And the next thing you know, like 3 hours later, I'm like, yo, why my knee hurt so much? And then like 3 more hours elapsed after that. I'm like, yo, it looks like my knee just like engulfed a softball. Like, what's going on?
That's crazy. That joint was swollen. Huh?
Swollen. We're talking like Broly size swole, bro. Like,
Oh man.
like, it was crazy.
Oh man. So okay, but I like a lot of things that you said. So what I'm getting, I really love first of all the affirmations, the key. What were some of the key things that you told yourself? Because you're like, I have this shirt, but I don't know what's gonna happen. I might have a better shirt, right? My skin's gonna grow back.
Yeah.
These are the things that you were telling yourself, and I feel like that's really important because one of the things that I've been honing in on, especially again in this place of like success and seeing the higher versions of self, is like that self-concept. And I'm learning that like this subconscious conversation, this talk that we have with ourselves, that really is a reflection of how we see ourselves. So I think the most important thing that stood out to me is that ultimately you gave yourself that grace and that patience where like you didn't just get mad at yourself and lash out. Because I feel like that's what a lot of people will do, especially in a situation like that. They could be embarrassed thinking about, oh, who's around, who saw me, whatever. But you didn't do that, and you didn't get upset with yourself that you made a mistake, so to speak, right? You tripped.
Yeah.
You were patient.
For sure.
And so it seemed like I think what you were saying earlier too, and how it kind of ties back, is that you really develop this ability to handle the frustration, like really higher frustrating moments.
Yeah, I mean, like, bro, life was so serious this year, and it's like we only made it to the half, but something just kind of clicked with me at some point. It's like, yo, like, at the same time, life really is not that serious. Like, it really isn't, because
You feel
it's
like you was taking it serious before? Like, what do you mean? What's different now?
I was taking it like too serious, but then like a lot. I like to say when I write my music is like I'm pretty much just like being my own like mentor and teacher. And a
Right.
big theme that's been coming to me as of lately when I push my pen is like slow as pro. Life is
Come
nothing but
on.
fleeting moments.
That's so crazy. Slow as pro. I was just thinking about that
Yeah.
too, because like, yeah, it's no point in rushing. Like, I've really been big on telling myself that. And I feel like this whole conversation, like when we talk about now, because we got to introduce, the in divine timing,
I'm Kairos.
right? Like, come on, Kairos. Like,
All of that.
this is really the bro. Like, so we came up with the concept of like, yo, we should be like a rap duo, just named In Divine Timing. But I feel like it was so purposeful for us to even have the moment, like as we was going through like making records in the past couple years and just like coming up with concepts of, at the end of the day, like having a deeper conversation of like God's timing. That's been something I've been coming more and more into. And I remember when I did like tell you about Kairos and like just thinking more about that for me, is specifically because God's timing is not something that we can rush. It's not something that we can measure like it's going to be an exact outcome at this point in time. I feel like trusting in divine timing is really allowing space for the things that are meant to happen, that are supposed to happen.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. And once you have that unwavering faith and belief, is like everything that happens, like at least for me and my experience here, is like, all right, let's just wait and see how this coincides with what's going to be like, for me in the future. It's like, okay, I fell, and it's like I've been.
Man, come on.
It's like the first thing I was thinking about as soon as my knee was swollen is like, dang, is like, I worked out like so much this year. Is like I never really had a period to sit down and like really recover for like an extensive period of time. Okay, let me learn how to actually recover, because in the grand scheme is like, I've added muscle while losing fat. I've been like, really bringing my body to a place where I'm proud of, like from a physical and also like standpoint of like its capacity to handle things as far as like, like heavier weight in terms of lifting, faster pace, longer distances, more athleticism. So it's like, let me actually sit down, recover, and let me enjoy it. Like, let me enjoy the time that I get to, exactly. Let me enjoy the time to relax and rest, like, and rest my body instead of just like, because I sleep a lot, but let me enjoy like my waking hours resting. And it's like, okay, this is an opportunity to do this now. And
just appreciating it, being grateful for that moment.
Bro, it's been phenomenal. I mean, I'm in pain, but it's great.
Right, you have a new perspective. And you want to know what's so crazy about that too? Like I was literally just on, again, like on a related topic. This how these spirals be happening, bro. I swear this be, not even swear, but I promise you, this be the God conversations. Cause it's like, how these things be interconnected is like what you mentioned, the gratitude. You already know like this channel, and for me, my values, I'm very, very intentional about having gratitude, and it's helped me personally with a lot of my regulation. Like I feel like even in the moments where I was getting super frustrated, super jaded in my past couple years, it was looking at life like, oh, you know what? There's areas where I'm lacking in gratitude.
Yeah.
Like I should find more abundance for the things that I can be grateful for in my life.
For sure.
I mean, like there's so many things to be grateful for. Like just the fact that I woke up today, You know, the fact that I have something to eat, the fact that I do have my fully functioning legs and body, and I can stretch and I can
fully
live.
able-bodied.
You feel me? Which is major. Mind, body, and spirit, all those things. But so what you were saying, when it comes to being able to take that step back, I was just listening to this conversation about, again, even within business and within work in general, like the workforce, how there's most people, there's usually people who are doers, or there's people who are thinkers.
Yeah.
And it's,
Ooh, I like that.
you
I
feel
like
me?
that. Go deep into that. I feel like I know what you're gonna touch on, but I want to.
Because it's like seldom that there's the intersection and the integration where
Yeah.
somebody's doing both. And it was just an amazing video. Actually, shout out Layla Hermazi was the one who was really going deeper into this, and it made me think, because I'm like, wow, it made me think ironically, because I'm such a thinker, right? But I've been saying like, oh, this is more of my space of like execution and da. But even then, I feel like there's still, like we were talking about, the duality within balance, duality of self.
Yeah.
Like as much as I've been more in action, I have to like remember, you know what, sometimes it is important to think, because taking that space to reflect and sit down is like where we can actually develop a true strategy. And we also recognize, this is what I really want to say, with our capacity. Like we have a limited, finite amount of energy. That was a really big thing for me in this past year. Another reason why I really, you know, emotional regulation is not even just about other people and like necessarily, right, like, oh, let me forgive them so they feel better and make it all good. It's like, no, I really have begun to understand what it means when they're saying like, you're forgiving somebody for yourself. Right?
Yes.
Meaning that I don't have energy to give to this person, so I'm gonna preserve my power. Like I'm not going to fixate and ruminate on things that I can't control, people that I can't control. Right? I should really take this time to look more inward, like reflect inward, and not just do things just to be going in any direction. Like what direction do I need to be aligned in for my higher purpose and my path right now? That's kind of how I've gone about it.
Hold on, wait, y'all. Rewind the video and listen to
saying,
what he just said. I don't think they fully grasped it.
Come on, bro. What did you grasp? What aspect?
Man, that's so crazy, because it's like, you want to, it's wild, because I feel like a lot of times it's like I learn these things just from like general life experience, and I kind of put it in layman's terms, and it's like, okay, this is how I know I forgave this person. But then I'll come across you and it's like you'll say something, because I feel as though like a lot of times it's like our life kind of corresponds in terms of like certain challenges or
man, yeah.
and then like you'll say it and it's just like, yo, it's like
when you hear it out loud type.
But like the way you break it down out loud too, it's just like, wait, you literally just broke it down like so in depth to where it's like it's almost like in a similar fashion of what a scientific theory would be.
Like, I appreciate it, man. So what does that mean for you? Like what do you take away from that then?
Man, that literally epitomizes what forgiveness is, like for somebody else, or towards somebody else before yourself. Is like when you forgive somebody for yourself, it's like the way that I think about it is that when you ruminate on certain things that have happened with a particular individual, regardless if it's like familial, platonic, romantic, whatever the case may be, it's like you're giving them your energy from a distance.
It has some type of pull on you, some gravitational pull.
Exactly. And then you fixate on that pull so much that you pull out of yourself into this person. So it's crazy. It's crazy to think about, because it's like, yo, it's like when you forgive this person for yourself, it's like you're no longer giving them your energy. That energy that you give is now for you. So it's like forgive.
You over there sending Kamehameha blasting.
For real.
Come on, bro. Energy. Come on. Nah, you gotta return the center.
For sure. And it's just like I've realized that, I mean, like, I've had my falling outs with, I'm not even going to say falling outs because that adds like a relatively negative connotation,
Right,
but
right. It happened the way it was supposed to.
exactly. It's like, like people drift apart, people go different paths, people have different things that they need to do. And
And that could be a tough thing to just realize too, though. Like everybody has their own life.
literally, yeah. And it's like nobody owes you a space in it
That's
in the grand
facts.
scheme.
Nah, that's a fact.
And it's like, like the beautiful thing about loving people and really caring about them is that you don't have to be in their life to do it. You know,
Sheesh.
you don't have, like, that is an emotion that you feel. You have that. So it's like you still get to do it. And if
But so when it comes, let's bring the people back, right? When it comes to the high frustration tolerance, right? So where does that vary when we talk about, I think a lot of things, and I always like to speak through and for myself first.
yeah,
So I'm like, when I think about the moments where I was extremely frustrated because of the way I perceive this person responding to me. And the crazy thing is that being 100% transparent, bro, the more and more realizations for me on a day to day is like, wow, this really, at the end of the day, is and was through my lens and my perception. And so the more that I've matured, the more that I've had more gratitude for the situation, I've actually been able to change my lens and my perspective on the situation.
yeah,
So I literally perceive it differently. Like I see it differently because I changed my thoughts towards them, right? Which changes my actions and my feelings towards that person ultimately. And like you said, it doesn't mean I have to be in front of that person. I don't even got to talk to them, but just changing the way that you feel, like changing how I feel about a situation or a person can just go such a long way with, I feel like, the frustration aspect. Because I think a
yeah,
lot of times we create these ideas and these expectations that we place other people in our worlds for.
yeah. We don't give them enough room to really show them who they are
To let them
to us.
to, yeah,
Literally,
to
like,
be themselves.
just let them be who they are. Man, I mean, man, it's like if I can even add anything on top of that,
Nah, you got it. You got it.
that like epitomizes that entire theme. But I mean, if I had to go any direction on that though, when it comes to the means of like high frustration, a big lesson that I had to learn is that, being frustrated about something, for first and foremost, is like we're human at the end of the day. We have the right to feel
That's
emotions, and frustration is not always, I'm not even gonna say it's a bad thing as far as just like the baseline feeling, but it's like, what are we doing with it?
Yeah.
And then it's like, in terms of when you understand what frustration really means and what it actually does, like for me, when I'm frustrated about something, it just means that my boundaries are being crossed one way or another. And that's just my body letting me know, it's like, hey, I don't like this. That's like, for me, like the baseline definition of frustration.
So what's your next immediate response to that? Because then how are you now being accountable for yourself?
I mean, the first place I look is myself. Like,
Right.
that's the most important thing. I mean, like, the last thing I want to do nowadays is blame people for how I feel. Because I feel as though it's like, as much as I love people, the only person that has that power to control, like, I'm not going to say control how I feel, but like control what I do with these emotions is me.
Yeah, and to regulate. At the end of the
Exactly.
day.
So when I feel that frustration, the way that I regulate it for myself is I start asking myself the questions, is like, why did I not like this? Okay. And let's talk about let them, actually. It's like, let them, but then let me.
Exactly. Nah, 100%.
It's like, let me.
Melly Bell was
So-
cooking. She was cooking with that
No,
one.
Robbins was definitely cooking with that for sure.
Come on.
I might have finished that
Gotta
book at the
tell
beginning of the
y'all.
year, so it's like, this
Come
is where this is coming
on,
in.
bro. Tap in.
But nah, real shit though, is like, it's
get like my wholesome brother over here. I mean, get like yourself first. But I'm just saying, if you want to take some
be
pointers,
you.
you want to learn. This a wise man over here. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, I'm grateful, man. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
But yeah, man, it's just like, for me, once I realized that, because my relationship with anything that was like a cousin of anger or anger itself was like disgusting to me at a point, because it's like when you think about like somebody who's angry, you think of somebody who stays there, right? You don't think of somebody that's
like perpetual.
Exactly.
Got you.
Exactly. But then it's like something happened to me this year where it's like I was angry, and it's just like, okay, what do I do with this?
And so now those steps, like let's walk us through how do we then begin to break this cycle? Because I mean, again, I shared my perspective. I do feel like it does come a lot to play in the subconscious and like how I'm perceiving, how I'm thinking and meditating on the situation.
Yeah.
How would you say that you go about that?
Exactly how you said. I mean, for me personally, it took a lot of work with my therapist to realize like what is anger first and foremost. And also, I mean, like,
do you make space for it too?
No, absolutely, for sure. At the time, no. And she gave me very valid reasons in terms of why I didn't and why I feel a certain type of way. But as soon as I allow anger to just be what it is, and until I learn like what anger actually is at the root, it's just like, okay, this isn't a bad thing. This is actually a relatively good thing because it's giving me information. Now I get to do something with it. So what do I do with it? Let me use this information to my benefit to boost the quality of my life with it and remove what's making me angry overall. Absolutely. But when small things happen from a frustrating standpoint, I mean, like I said, the first quarter to like third of the year, like I found myself getting irritated at just about everything because so much was happening. And then it just brought me to a place where I had to slow down and like, to what you said, meditate, be in solitude, really ask myself the questions that I've been avoiding. And it got to a point where like I just started telling myself like, yo, all life really is just fleeting moments at the end of the day.
Come on.
So it's like in knowing that I get to live in every single moment, why am I spending these fleeting moments worried about past moments that aren't serving me anymore? So that's really been like a big indicator for me. I could definitely elaborate further, but that's just been like the main thing that I continue to reassure myself of every particular moment, that, you know, something that may not be the most pleasant comes about.
Yeah.
It's like, not to sound cliche, but this too shall pass.
Yes, sir.
Like,
let go and let God, man.
Literally. Let go and let
God. My brother, well, shoot, I love it. I feel like you really incorporated a lot, and I think this is what it really comes down to when we talk about regulation, and for me, in my eyes, even like sovereignty as well. Like as a person, having that wholeness, that wholesome autonomy and sovereignty within ourselves, right? For me to go within, that's always the first, right? That's the first place to look. That's the first solution, right?
Yeah.
Rather than trying to outsource how am I dealing with these emotions and, you know, go to other people for the work that I need to do.
For sure.
You feel me? So I feel like that's been that combination of faith with works. And yeah, man, I'm getting on this journey just like you are. I feel like we're really just getting started, but I do believe that life gets so much better, and it's just been such an easier process to be able to withstand the frustrating moments and like even have a new outlook of gratitude, right? Like if it's money, if it's finances, like, wow, thank God that I was able to make it to this point, and that I'm not being forsaken, that I'm literally meeting my goals every day, and that I even have money to drive a vehicle and get to from A to Z. Yeah. And these are the things that kind of multiply the blessings and abundance. And this goes down to spiritual, scientific, religious, like it's everywhere, right? Because even when we talk about we've talked about the reticular activation system, and what you focus on is just going to be a multiplier in life. So yeah, all that being said, I'm really grateful to do this collaboration. This is the second collaboration, but with my bro, Sir Aaron. Yeah. And we in the dungeon with it. We really
in the dungeon
where the magic happens. So thank you for joining us, brother. Like, for real.
I appreciate you for having me, bro. For sure. I mean, you said a lot of great things.
Thank you for being vulnerable in this moment too. Like just giving
For
the
sure.
situation. My man's fresh off. I'm not even gonna say the injury. He just fresh off a little, little sprain. He's stretching his capacity right
For
now.
sure.
You feel me?
Recovering and enjoying the process too.
The healing process.
For sure. You left on a really good note. I mean, I feel as though the key is really just to be
Still
like
cooking.
selfful, and like once you become your main priority, is like that's how you regulate things, because your expectations for the external start to go down a little bit as you realize that you have the power to make your reality.
And on that note, man, peace, y'all. Ephraim out.
Peace.
My brother, Sir Aaron. And again, thank you to all the subscribers, everybody tapping in, liking. I'm seeing the progress, the growth. I want to extend my gratitude. I appreciate y'all, man. And yes, we'll be back soon. Guys, spell out now. Feel free to tap in. And yeah, until next time.
Peace, love, and light, y'all.